Many thanks for joining us again on another episode on the Engendered Show from your favorite station, Captain TV, reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Confidence Reuben.
And I am Bukola Ogungbeje. As Confidence has said, on the Engendered Show, we talk about everything female, everything societal, and of course, social media trends. But before we go into the topic for today proper, let us go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we'll bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered.
Welcome back, esteemed viewers, and if you're just joining us, you're right on time because the show just started. You haven't missed anything. On today's episode, we'll be discussing a vital topic that relates with, profession and career. The topic says, from passion to profession, building a career you love. Not the one that someone forced on you, not the one you were imposed on, the one you love. From passion to profession, building a career you love. Now, before we delve straight into the topic proper, let's give you this excerpt, what the topic entails. Passion alone won't pay the bills. I'll take that again. Passion alone won't pay the bills, but it will light the fire that gets you up in the morning, fuels your persistence through setbacks, and gives meaning to your work. Turning your passion into a profession isn't about chasing a dream blindly. It's about creating a vision, mapping a strategy, and aligning your skills with what the world needs. The journey from passion to profession isn't always linear. It takes courage to leave the familiar, discipline to build something sustainable, and clarity to know what success truly looks like for you, not for others, for you, for a start. Now, but when your work reflects who you are and what you love, every challenge becomes a stepping stone, not just toward a paycheck, but towards purpose. Like I said earlier on, the topic is from passion to profession, building a career you love. We'll not be discussing this important topic alone. We have an amiable guest in the studio with us. He just joined us and he goes by the name ThankGod Eze. ThankGod Eze. I love that name. ThankGod Eze. He's an inspirational speaker and public health professional. Good evening, ThankGod Eze.
Good evening. Good evening.
Why you just?
Good evening.
I just love the way the name is, you're like ThankGod Eze. ThankGod King. Yeah. That's what it means. Eze means king.
Because I was going to ask, what is it?
Yeah, Eze actually means king. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're for peace this evening.
Yeah,
with the white.
Yeah.
So how is the country treating you?
Well, it's a bittersweet blend.
Okay.
But then I thank God we're all thriving. I think we are in very challenging times.
Yes.
But
I like the word thriving that you use, because not everybody is thriving right now. People are surviving.
Yeah, surviving.
Some people are existing.
We're just doing anything we can to navigate through life struggles and hurdles. It is not easy, but then I think our president, his agenda, renewed hope agenda, right? So we should all be hopeful. There'll be light at the end of the tunnel. Bukola, why are you sighing?
Yes, I need to sigh because there is maybe I think they have maybe a GP tank of hope somewhere. I need to go and take an add to my own hope because it's dwindling right now. It's dwindling,
and that is for most Nigerians.
Exactly,
the hope is diminishing, but let's just still be hopeful. As long as there is life, there is hope. All right, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We'll be discussing from passion to profession, building a career you love. Before we delve straight to that, just give us an explanation of what these terms means: passion and profession. What does it mean?
Okay, I think particularly for our discussion today, seems like they are at different ends of the spectrum. So for your passion it's a drive, it's your enthusiasm towards a cause, towards your work, it's your interest, your gusto, your zest towards something, while your profession is your occupation, especially one you've one you are involved in because of a formal educational training and structured knowledge over a period of time, usually geared towards making money and meeting the needs of people in one way or the other.
Are there differences between profession and career? Because they sound somehow kind of different. Career, profession, are they different or do they mean the same thing?
As a rule of thumb for me, I believe no two English words mean the same thing. So there is actually a difference between your career and your profession. For your career is a journey. Your career is a journey. For someone who there's also a difference between your career and your job. Your job is more short-term, but your career is a journey. It's your journey through a particular field, the expertise you've gained, different roles you may have taken up in that field. For example, for someone like me who is into health, if I'm pursuing a career, it cuts across just maybe one role. It cuts across experiences, even in the health field. So your career is different, but your profession, on the other hand, even like I defined earlier, your profession is your occupation, usually directed towards earning and meeting a particular need, and then again with structured or formal education, right?
So you're saying career has nothing to do with monetary gain?
It does. It does, but many times when we, of course, both career and your profession, they have something to do with monetary gain. But many times when we talk about career, there is this short view on that subject. So people think that maybe, like I pointed out earlier, your job is your career. Your job is involved, but your job doesn't necessarily mean your career is more like a journey. Right. Yes, your career is more like a journey. It's not just
eat.
Yes, it's
work,
not just
eat. Work, eat.
Yes.
All right, give us examples of profession and career.
I'm
still emphasizing on this. There are so many people that have a misconception about profession and career. They see both as the same. So just cite examples of what profession is and then a career.
Okay, for someone to be a professional in a field, they must have amassed knowledge and they must have been certified by an institution, right? Yes. So for example, your profession is like, I'm a medical doctor, right? I'm a banker, I'm a nurse, I'm a barrister.
I'm a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher. This is what it means to be. And usually a profession will have bodies that regulates this. Yes. But for your career, for someone who is a doctor, right? For someone who has maybe spent time in school, bagging an MBBS and all that, so they can begin a journey in the health field. This is their career path, right? Yes. As someone who they may have started out by maybe functioning as a a doctor, right? They rose to become consultants, and then from there they held one governmental position or the other. That journey is their career path.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bukola, you have something to say?
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, for me, right from I've always known that there was a difference between career and profession, because career is more it's just more long term. You know, when you're talking about career, you're talking about how you're building yourself in that particular field that you have chosen. For instance, I say I want a career in broadcasting. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna take exams that make me more professional. I'm gonna maybe one day become the Minister of Information. I'll just say, it's a career, in that field. It just you see, it's a stepping stone. It's not just one thing. A profession is just I'm a broadcaster. That's just it for me. It's just that. I get certified as a broadcaster, and tomorrow if I say, oh no, I don't want a career in this profession, I want a career in, say, health, I move to health, I get certified there, and then it's a stepping stone. I think that's the difference. Profession seems more like a stone, and then career seems more like a stepping stone. You're following a plan. You want to build yourself in that field, and then
develop yourself.
Develop yourself.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about personal values and professional goals. How can an individual align both?
To start with, it's important that we understand what values are. Values are your beliefs, your principles. They are, in fact, someone put it beautifully, C.S. Lewis. He said, you are your beliefs. So your values, primarily, they knit the fabric of your personality. So you are intrinsically your values. So for someone who is navigating a profession, how do you knit together your values and your profession? It's important, like I said, to know what your values are. So you must come to terms with what your core values are, right? You're not shifting ground. You're maintaining your position. This is my value. I don't bend backward for anything. So this is my value. Yes, I don't compromise for anything. So for instance, it begins by identifying what your core values are. Then number two, you must be aware of what your professional goals are. Your career goals. What do I seek to achieve with my career? It's important because the very next step will mean you juxtaposing your values and then your professional goals. Is very important, because you wouldn't want a situation where your values are suffering because of the kind of goals you've set up for your career. For example, if you are a person whose core value is family, you cannot take a job that will be around the clock, that will stifle or just drain out that time for family. Yes, it's so important to know this, because for example, as well, if the goal of your profession is just directed towards resources, then you can bend your values sometimes. So primarily, you need to know your values. You need to know, oh, these are my values, and I don't shift grounds for nothing. And then also you have to know what your professional goals are. So what are you going towards? Aside the money, are you going towards fulfillment, impact? You need to know what your goals are professionally, and then you juxtapose your values with your goals, and then from that you can know what kind of profession and what kind of professional goal to set in focus.
So you said something about being aware, and I think a lot of people just I don't think they confer a lot of importance on how aware you have to be. So because people are just like, oh, let me take this. Oh, let me take that. But awareness is so important. So can you, just buttress on that a little?
All right. Awareness, especially for your values, right?
Yes, for your values, in alignment with your professional goals.
Now, like I pointed out earlier, it's important to, your values, you don't just snap your fingers and then this becomes your value. it's like, okay, over time, these are the things I hold so dear. These are principles, these are beliefs that I hold so dear, and I'm not willing for any reason. It's just, I said they knit together the fabric of your personality. If your values fall apart, you fall apart. So it's important that you are aware of your values. When you don't put your values before you, when you put them behind you, you can trip. Your values are also your security system. So when you're going for a profession, with the awareness of your value, you undertake certain roles. There are roles you cannot take, even in a profession where, this seems to be making a lot of money. It may not agree with your values. And then where your values are known, you begin to reflect your values. You reflect it through your profession. It's important, because if you don't reflect your values, values that are silent values are not values enough. When you value a thing, it's loud. Yes, it's loud. So if you have your values become so loud that when people interface with you, they can perceive your value and they know how far to go and how far not to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said something about silent values. Does that mean we have different kinds of values? Silent and loud values?
Not necessarily, but I would say that I just said that to point out the fact that if this is something you value, it will be seen. It will not be dormant. It will show in your actions. It will show even in your inactions, right? Yes, it will show. There will be, it won't be hidden. Your values will not be hidden. Remember, I said they knit together your personality, right? So it will show that you hold these things there, these beliefs, these principles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want to ask us a question. You also answer. Let me start with you. Thank God. Now, as an individual, we have what is called real-world problems. Real-world problems. So, as an individual, what real-world problems do you have a passion for to solve as an individual? Even if it's just one.
Well, there are. I think the world is like a bag of problems. Right? There are a plethora of problems in the world, from the country where we currently find ourselves to Africa, the continent, and even the world at large. But from a personal standpoint, I see a leadership problem in our world. I see a leadership problem. I think everything has its bedrock somehow in leadership, from the family, the first point of socialization, to the community, to even school, and you name it. So I see a leadership problem in our world, and Nigeria, in truth, Nigeria has been bedeviled with a leadership problem. It's very visible even to the blind. It's very visible. We have a huge, and it's not even among maybe the political space or the political elite alone. It's
in religion.
Yes, even in religion, even in families. It's so terrible that as an individual, I want to bridge that gap of leadership. I want to be able to influence people without coercion, but have people buy into my ideology about life, because it's almost like there is a generation that is rising that these things no longer hold water to them. They don't see these things are no longer core pursuits for them. So they believe that, if I can just get famous, if I can just have some money, if I can just, regardless of how I go about it, just make ends meet, they no longer see leadership as important as it should be seen. And also I'm also passionate about, I want to then again, it all boils down to leadership, because you talk about whether it's health, whether it's people discovering their identity and their purpose, whatever it is, it has an attachment to leadership. So just not to say much, I would say that I want to solve that leadership problem, especially amongst young people.
Bukola.
Yeah, just to give a little, just contribution to what you said. Yes, leadership problem is big. Like Nigerians now, like you said, it is no longer seen as a value that we should have, because people believe that only, superiors or people they see as superiors are leaders. But you as yourself, you are a leader. Every human being is a leader, and we should see ourselves as such. And when we, apart from the leadership problem, Nigerians, because what we are in Nigeria, I'm going to use our country.
Use as a case study.
So we, the people, we need to do better too. We honestly, if there is a problem, I want to solve, apart from his own problem or his own point, just made me feel stupid. I wanted to say poverty. I know poverty is something everybody wants to solve. It just made me think deeper. So if there is a problem I want to solve, apart from the leadership, is that people themselves should, I don't know how to place the word, I don't know how to say it. As people ourselves, yes, we need leaders, but sometimes, like in the case of Nigeria now, leaders they've gone AWire. They are all for themselves. I saw a program on TV the other day, and it was talking about the defection of PDP members to APC, and the topic was is he self-driven for nationalism problem, for nationalist interest, or just I was like, in this country they are for themselves, the leaders, they don't care. So we as the people, we need to take ourselves more seriously. They are not taking us seriously. I think when we take ourselves seriously, they start to take us seriously. Because now everybody, like you say, everybody's just looking for a way to, get around, live.
Whatever that works for you.
Exactly. But we need to start taking ourselves seriously. Everything now is flimsy. Everything now is, let's just do it. But no, we don't take ourselves seriously enough. And I know I always have this argument with my friend, and I'm like, Nigeria, forget that we have a leadership problem. The Nigerian people have their own problem. We enable the system as much as our leaders do.
Because most of these leaders, I think we put them in that position. We elected them. We voted for them.
So we enable the problem as much as they do. Yes, they are the top, but they are not there without us. Yes, I keep on saying, and the election can be rigged, this and that. Forget. We ourselves as Nigerians, let us call ourselves to order. Let us call in the actual fact of it. For instance, let me just give you instance. For instance, we hear of police or law enforcement agents, taking bribes. Okay, I'm driving a car. You stop me. Why? Okay, provide me your documents, everything. I provide you. For what reason would you have to ask me for a bribe if I am doing the right thing? So let us be on the right, and then we can hold them accountable. So that is a problem I would like to solve.
Still using Nigeria as a case study, I would like to solve the problem of greed. Selfishness. I think it still revolves around the leadership problem, because even most of our leaders, they don't cater for the national interest. It is their self-interest, what works for them. So the problem of greed, selfishness, is a problem that needs to be solved. And even with the people, in terms of election, we elect someone that probably must have given us one or two at the side. You don't elect someone that has the vision, has the capability to lead the country, but you elect someone that you feel you can always get something from. No, that is the greed and selfishness we're talking about. So until we deal with that leadership problem, it's going to continue. All right, let's move away from there.
Definitely.
And talk about the fears or limiting beliefs that can hold an individual from turning their passion to profession. What are these fears or beliefs that hinders an individual from turning his or her passion to profession?
Especially in this side of the world where your passion is not considered as important as your profession. People look at your passion narrowly. For example, if you say, I'm a sculptor, and then this is what I want to do for a living, there's this look that people in the society.
Give me bombastic.
Yeah.
You sure?
So if you want to turn your passion to your profession, how do you navigate these limiting beliefs? Number one, you if I got your question correctly,
first of all, tell us what are these fears or beliefs that hinders, then you prefer a solution to it.
Okay. So number one is the fear of failure. The fear that if I undertake this, I may not come out successful in this, right? Yes. Number two, Number two is the fear of rejection. Some people believe that, oh, I may be passionate about this thing, but people may not accept me for this. And there is this thing where people put people in a box that after a while, and this is the fear of, oh, I'm too late, right? When someone wants to take a different turn in their life, and they just feel like, how would people see me after many years of doing this particular thing? I suddenly want to chase my passion and profit from it, and then how would people see me? And then there is the imposter syndrome, where people, they don't believe they are. It's terrible. They don't believe they are who they think they are. They don't see themselves as they second guess themselves. They think they are, maybe I'm still a scam in some ways, maybe I'm not really maybe I'm not really this person. So if you put together the fear of failure, or maybe I may not succeed in this, the fear of rejection, or people may not really accept me for this, the fear of oh, I'm too late for this, the fear or the belief that, oh, I may not be who I really think I am. All these are like they hinder that transiting from your passion to your profession, right? There's also the fear of, would this put food on my table? Can I do? Yes. Would this finance my me now and even in the future, right? Yes. So these are like some of the fears that limit this transition, right? Yeah. But some solutions to this will be that you will need to, number one, you need to face those fears. Yes. Life is, you're not going to come to a point in life where, in fact, I don't believe that you shouldn't do anything. You should come to that point in life where you're not doing anything challenging, where you're not doing anything that makes your heart skip, right? Yes. Because usually at the end of the tunnel is a new you, is a new discovery. So I believe that you must face your fears. Number two, you must build expertise. You must refine that passion. Yes, you must be able to refine that passion. And then mentorship. You must borrow cues from people that have done the same thing and seen the same results. There is a saying that if you do the same thing, you will see the same things that, or the same thing others saw. You will see the same result, right? Yes. So you must be able to borrow knowledge from mentors, people that have they've traveled that same course. You must be able to glean from their experience, right? There's a way it reinforces courage in your heart, right? Because in truth, this may be a new path for you, but when you are able to look out for people that have done the same thing, it has a way of strengthening your heart to take on that path. Yeah.
You talked about mentorship. Does that mean that as an individual, when moving from transforming my passion to profession, there is also an individual that has the same passion with me that I can look up to? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
If you even from the Holy Book, that's the Bible. The Bible says there is nothing new under the sun. Yes, there is nothing new. What is what was. There is nothing new. There's someone somewhere doing what you want to do. And yes, and maybe even on a large scale. I know there may be innovative ideas. You may curate your own path in such a way that it may not be exact with what someone is doing, right? But you can learn to a 90% of what you should know if you're plying that field.
So it will be more advanced than what you
already know. Yes. But where you don't have someone who is a mentor, when you don't have someone who, it may not be direct mentorship, when you don't have someone who you look up to. It's the same with footballers. You know, once and again, footballers are interviewed and you hear them referencing people that, oh, I used to watch this guy and then he poured this in my heart. Because when you see someone saying and doing it, when you see possibility in the life of someone, you're provoked to wanting to go through to the very end.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm mostly, interested in is that one of the fears that you mentioned is the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard that, I've heard of it, and people are just like, or they think they are this, or what they start to think, oh, am I really
this? Yeah,
is a very, very I don't know, is it complicated, way, and something I think can, just put, like you said, is a fear that can take a lot of people back because they're just like, can I really do that? Can I really do this? So I'm just thinking that the only way to overcome that sort of fear is to immerse yourself in that thing, and then you really know that you can do it. Because when you prove yourself right, it's the best kind of feeling. Yeah, it's the best kind of feeling. Like, for instance, I want to do like 1 minute plank, and I'm like, this 1 minute, 30-second plank, I can't do it. 1 minute plank, can I really do it? I start to think, can I do it? Or I'll say, I can do it. I can do it, but then, can I do it? But then when I actually do it and I go through, you see that you can do it. So I think for a way to just lift off that fear is immerse yourself into that thing. Yeah, so that's my own take for that. Yes.
Let me just add something. Sometimes as well, sometimes imposter syndrome is not just at the initial somewhere along the line it just comes back. Are you really sure that that self-doubt? But I think it's important to know that when you remember how far you've come, yes, it has a way of reinforcing, because it may not be that, okay, I did it now, but when you look back, right, yes, I've done this before, I've been here before, I've done this, and I think I can move on doing this. It just helps to solidify your and destroy those fears.
All right. All right, viewers, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, the show will continue. Stay tuned.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why at Cartoon Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At Captain TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At Cartoon Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on Captain TV, imagine a beautiful world.
Welcome back to the Engender Show, and if you're just joining us, you've missed a little, but join us regardless. So we're still on the topic of turning your passion into profession. So in your own opinion, do you think it's all passion that should be turned into profession? Because a lot
I was
of
really
people
going to ask that question.
because a lot of people just feel like, I'm sorry to down on be a Debbie Downer, to down on their passion. It's just that, I'm sorry, they are just a passion. Please passion it to yourself.
They cannot be professionalized.
It cannot be professionalized because, like, it's just, the thing is, okay, when a friend or a family member tells you or they want to do something, and you just think, you just want to bust their bubble. I say, sir, this your passion. I don't know if it's going to be professional.
It's not going to passion.
But I mean, that's another question. As someone that can be a lifter or lift up or lift down of somebody's passion. That's another question. Like, do you think all passions can be turned into profession?
Well, in my opinion, I would say that when someone, it depends on how passionate they are. Yes.
Oh, really?
Because passion is like fuel, right? Yes. It's how much can you burn? Can you burn enough to become professional? Sometimes you can perceive from the get-go that this person won't last.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
You've seen people have turned the most absurd things and they've made it professional. Yeah, there are people who today we know people who their profession is TikTok. Yeah. So but you see, there is that love for what they do. Yeah. So it depends on how passionate you are. Is it fuel enough?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it something that will it last you? Yes. Will it drive you to get better? Right? Yes. So it's not, but sometimes, like I said, from the get-go you can tell that this person is just playing around.
The thing is, for me, I know passion is important, but I don't think passion is the most important thing. Yeah, passion gives you what to build on. For me, but it gets to a point, I think for any passionate person, it gets to a point where it's just at the low. Sometimes it's gone. You have to rediscover it. But what keeps you going sometimes is discipline. The fact that you know that you are going somewhere. I'm not feeling it right now. Because the way they make passion sound is like you are always let's go
to do or die affair.
Like they are always like hyped up. But that's the thing with passion. There is a point. I mean, there is no how any human being will say they've never felt passionate about something. Do you understand? But like you said, is how long can that passion stretch? But it gets to a point where the fuel, it goes out, it finishes.
Okay, so it implies that passion to an extent has limit.
For me, in my own opinion,
it has limit.
I believe that passion to an extent has, and let me say this, right? When we talk about passion, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are 100 every time. You're 100 every time.
But that's what they make it seem like.
No, it's not. In fact, passion is one of the third legs of love. Yes, love is is standing on 3 legs. There is commitment, there is sacrifice, and there is passion. Right? Yes. So in the days, if you truly love something, in the days where you don't feel as passionate as you, then your commitment kicks in. Yes. You understand? And I also believe that fulfillment is when you talk about passion, something you're passionate about, is it something that brings fulfillment? If you always derive fulfillment from a thing, then you will not easily burn out. Right? Yes. But sometimes when people pursue, oh, I'm passionate about this thing, and like she rightly pointed out, and it looks like, oh, every time it's not always like that. But where you know where there is a greater purpose to that passion, right? Where most likely you're serving with that passion, you are impacting the lives of people. It gives you that staying power in that journey, right? So for me, I would say passion is not always 100%, but where passion is not there, you can rely on commitment, right? As long as at the end of the day you draw fulfillment and you make positive impact in the lives of people.
So for a passion to be transformed to profession, it must be on a long-term basis. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's not just a hit and run. No.
Okay. So another thing, now for people that there's just some passion, I want to beat down. I just want to no. Don't stress me, because you now be the support system for passion that might not last. So it's better to beat it down from the beginning. But it just at that point, as someone that can be the support system, because you mentioned earlier, some of the things that as a passionate person, someone that wants to turn their passion into profession has to do, or one of the support systems they need is a mentor. They have to seek that out.
Right.
So another support system is the family, the friends, and a lot of pressure is placed on these people. Passionate people. Please be aware that your support system are placed under pressure.
That's right.
Because even when it's bad, even when it's good, you have to be as passionate as they are. So as the support system for a passionate person, what do you think they should do to keep their own passion going?
To support the person's passion.
Okay, I think she's speaking from personal experience.
I'm not. I'm just putting myself in the shoes.
Okay, I want to say this. System. If you're really passionate about something, many times what is a need for you in passion or maybe profession many times can be what you stand to gain even financially, right? Yes. And if you're really passionate about something, right? Yes, you're passionate about something, you would be able to sacrifice for that cause. You should be able to take on things that you're not passionate about because of what you're passionate about. Yes. So that at the end of the day you can fulfill your passion, right? Yes, it's important. There are people that they started out maybe from a professional degree or career, they started out there, but they knew somewhere in their hearts, I'm not really this, because what passion does is that it gives you a sense of fulfillment, right? Deeper than even maybe your profession will give you. Now sometimes there are professions that when you execute, because you're passionate about it as well, it also brings that fulfillment. But what passion does is that fulfillment. So when people start out maybe with a different or a more structured profession, right? Maybe they started out by studying banking and finance or whatsoever. Maybe they have this passion towards music and entertainment. I would say do what you're not passionate about so you can do what you're passionate about. Right? Yes. Because if you place that pressure on, imagine a 20-year-old man, and a young man rather, and he started out with he just finished secondary school, and then he's somewhere around 100 level. He's in school, and then all of a sudden, as a mother, you begin to hear that, oh, your son is so passionate about writing songs. He wants to quit. He wants to leave school so he can. Every Nigerian parent will fight that passion. But when you are able to execute what you're not really passionate about, so you can do what you're yes, there is that. They say, okay, even at the end of the day, you have something to bounce back to, because in truth, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Not everyone who runs on the lane of passion arrives, right? Yes, not everyone.
But then you agree with me that it's very difficult for you to do what you're not passionate about.
Yes,
it's very difficult.
It is.
Yes, not like, I think on a long term. Right, yes.
Just a short
yes, you can start, you can do something for, oh, I'm not really passionate about this thing, but I will just do it for. You cannot do something consistently. If you do it, you will burn out. Yes, there will be that burnout. There will be no, when you're doing something, your energy is somewhere else, your mind is somewhere else, your creativity, your gusto, your push, your zest is somewhere else. Eventually you will burn out, right? Yes.
So in the course of doing what you're not passionate about, in a long time, or as time goes on, you will definitely see what you're passionate about. Is that what you're saying?
It's not automatic, right? Because it's important to know what you are passionate about
while doing what you're not passionate about.
Yes. You can
kind of a twist there.
you can I know that I'm passionate about this thing. But I know that I can't just stand up and begin to pursue what I'm passionate about without these support structures, because sometimes you need resources to fuel passion.
That's right.
Yes, you need courses to fuel your passion, right? You need connections to fuel your passion. Nobody wants to give you big things if you've not done small things. So you have to start from where you are, doing what you can do, and then scale gradually. But you need to know what you're passionate about, right? Yes, you need that. There is the need for that recognition. Oh, I know deep down in my heart I may be doing this now, but I really have a knack for this thing, and I would want to do it sometime in the future, right? And then you begin to build maybe with what you're not passionate about, so that you can eventually go and do what you're passionate about. But it can be different, maybe where you have people that really believe in what you're passionate about, that can give you the leverage you need to pursue your passion, right? We are not all the society. We have people in different class. We have the high class, the middle class, the very low class, right? Yes. So we have these classes in the society. So sometimes somebody from the high class, they may have the leverage, right? Yes. Even from cradle, they are like, oh, what does this a young person want to do? What, in fact, their parents, maybe because of maybe they are well read, well traveled, and because they are not just localized, they are already trying to spot what their child has a knack for, even from a very tender age. But if you tilt the same subject matter to maybe a low class or middle class family, where your father wants you to be the first doctor from his tribe, or and then you just show up and you are like, you know what, Dad, I'm passionate about painting, I like colors, right? It can be a letdown. Now, in order not to bruise the relationships that are also, because you see, even as you chase your passion, you need those support systems. You need, in fact, sometimes you don't immediately have a direct mentor. Your support system is like your family, your immediate family, and your friends. So in order not to wear them out or weary them, you need to balance that desire to pursue your passion, right? Yes, by attending to other things that also make for life and move you forward, so that you can have a sense of progress. Because sometimes, even in doing what you're not really passionate about, you now find a link. You find the link, you find that, oh, there is actually a bridge, as to, they say no knowledge is a waste. There is a bridge to what I'm currently doing to what I want to do. Yes. And it can even give you that uniqueness, because there are many people passionate about drawing, there are many people passionate about singing, right? But people tell different stories because of their experiences, right? So if perhaps you pursued something you didn't really like, and then it shaped you, you met people, you know, one example comes to mind, Lai Wasabi, right? Yes. He's a lawyer, he's a skit maker, he's also a lawyer, right? He's a natural with what he does, but he's been able to combine that knowledge of law with what, and it has given him a space in his niche, right? Yes. If he had said, oh, no, and he started from school, from what I heard, he started with this whole thing from school, right? Yes. If he had said, oh, I don't really like this, what is a law degree, he would have missed out on what should have uniquely carved a space for him even in his niche.
So in one way or the other, he incorporated his law profession into his skit making passion.
Like in the instance of I had Mobad, to the late Mobad. I heard he was a carpenter, and I heard that apparently he used the carpentry work to finance his music career. So it happens like that. You know, you're not just. The thing is, I think a lot of passionate people, I'm sorry, a lot of passionate people miss it because they're like, oh, it's just one thing, oh, I'm just in this. No, go different ways, because you don't know where what eventually it is going to lead you there. Definitely. So as long as that is where your mind is, you know, it will lead you there eventually. So you just have to try everything, a lot of things, to give you more experience, that'll give you that edge over others. Because what is it in this life that you don't have a competition for? Like you have competitors everywhere. So how do you make yourself different? That's the thing. And another question I want to ask is, do you truly believe that, like, I have a friend that says, oh, I'm not passionate about anything, and she truly is not. Wow. She's well read, you know. She's not someone I would say, okay, is ignorant, or she's well read, she's open minded, she's, you know, a lot of things, but she just knows herself, and like, there is nothing I'm passionate about, like really passionate about. There is nothing that she is passionate about.
Well, in my opinion, I don't really think that there is anyone on earth who is not passionate about something. It may not be natural giftings and abilities. It could be interest. And sometimes it's also that person has not gotten the kind of exposure that will ignite. You know, we are very impressionable. We are not just, we think, oh, this is a self-taught out passion, but sometimes it's because you saw it early, right? But sometimes when as you go through life, this exposure suddenly reaches in your inside and then stirs up a passion. I could do the same thing. So I don't believe there is anyone who is not passionate about something. It may not be fanciful, it may not be something everyone wants to hear, but it's something you're passionate about.
I'm going to tell her that, but I still think, because like, you just hear people say that, oh, they don't have a passion. And for people like that, okay, life is not all about passion anyways. I think for me, find something you at least are good at, or you are not good at it, just keep on doing it till you get better at it. You don't have to be, we don't all have to be passionate in this life. People are all led by passion. We'll move forward, but then it will just be whimsical. You know, we need structured people. We need people that don't have their heads in the cloud as much as we need the passionate ones.
I think it's, sorry to cut you, I think it should be a healthy blend of both passion and discipline, right? Yes, because sometimes passion can run on it can run on emotion sometimes, and it may not and it may not be sustained for long. But sometimes, some other times, is beyond emotions. Is a very strong,
visceral.
Yes, it's a very strong drive or interest, right? Even though still part of your emotion, but
It's different.
It's so different. You know that this is almost like the valuation of this person's life, right? This person's day-to-day thoughts. They are tied to this thing, right? Yeah. So I think that at the end of the day, it's not. There should be a healthy balance between your passion and exercising discipline as well.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank God, Eze. It was really nice having you on the show. I mean, we are not done tapping from his knowledge because we need to tap more.
Yes, he's going to
come back again for season 2, episode 2. Thank you so much. All right, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode. Passion alone won't pay your bills, but then when you transform this passion into profession, trust me, it goes beyond paying your bills. It develops you mentally, physically, and otherwise. Till we come your way again, I am Confidence Reuben.
And I am Bukola Ogungbeje. I leave you with this. Passion is just a fraction of it. Try out many things. You don't know what might work. Okay, and till see you next time, stay tuned to Captain TV for more news and insightful update. Bye-bye.